Hello everyone, welcome to my channel FISC Financial Studies Classes. This is our 7th class for reading number 26 and study session 11 of CFA level 3 curriculum. Today we are going to study about multi-manager hedge funds. The multi-manager hedge funds are classified into fund of funds and multi-strategy funds in the CFA curriculum readings. So what are fund of funds? A fund of fund is a fund in which you invest your money and then it identifies several strategy hedge funds and distribute the money invested by its investors into those funds. The difference between FOF and multi-strategy fund is that a multi-strategy fund also is a hedge fund in which you invest money and it invests in different strategies, but the different strategy sub-funds are managed by the multi-strategy fund itself instead of investing in independent funds. There are certain similar characteristics and advantages and disadvantages which we get by investing in multi-manager funds like multi-strategy fund and fund of funds. One of them is diversification across hedge funds. As you all know, a multi-manager fund is similar to a mutual fund for stocks where we do diversification at a low cost. The other characteristic of such funds are a better strategic, tactical and style allocation. You can have a currency hedging. You can get an expert view on individual manager selections, as funds do better due diligence than an individual in choosing its investment manager. There is also a property of such funds is that they require a significant initial investment, which is much more than any hedge fund investing in a single strategy. Because of some liquidity constraint, they have some lockup periods. They also provide exposure to multiple funds in a less amount, which we have already discussed, and some other advantages are economies of scale and research expertise, which we get in FOF multi-strategy funds, whereas individuals don't get such kind of research expertise and economies of scales. Some of the distinguishing features of both of these funds are as follows. In a fund of fund, you have double layer fee structure. There is a fee for the funds in which the FOF has invested, and then there is another fee above that which the FOF is charging for its efforts. Whereas in multi-manager funds, the fee is single. The other advantage of multi-strategy fund is there is a performance fee netting in that, which is not there in fund of funds. What I mean by performance fee netting is, suppose the two strategy in which an FOF has invested, one of them has generated $100 profit, whereas the other has given a loss of $100. So you have to pay for the profit of $100 as a performance fee. You have to pay performance fee for the profit of $100, but you don't have to pay for the loss of $100. Whereas in a multi-strategy fund, the $100 loss has offsetted the $100 profit, and that's why the net profit is zero. And so you don't have to pay anything as a performance fee, which is the advantage that we have in performance fee netting in here. One another point is additional principal agent issue. See, there are multiple layers. One is you are the principal and FOF is an agent, and the another layer is the FOF is a principal and the individual single strategy fund is an agent. So there are a double layer of principal agent issues, whereas in multi-manager funds, only single layer of principal agent issues are there. There is also lack of transparency in sub-funds of FOF because they don't have complete control on the strategy. The control of strategies is given to the single individual funds, whereas in multi-manager funds, the control is to the multi-manager fund of its sub-strategy too. Now, there are couple of advantages of fund of funds, like well diversified operational risk, because they are different funds, so they have different operations, and that's why the operations risk is diversified. Also, the diversity strategy is unlimited for FOFs, because they just have to identify an established fund and start investing in any strategy. Whereas for multi-strategy funds, they have to start from scratch to develop a niche strategy before investing in it. There is also an advantage of FOF is that it uses comparatively low leverage than multi-strategy fund. So in cases where the returns are negative or low, any kind of left tail risk is significantly higher for multi-strategy fund compared to FOFs. Another couple of advantages for multi-strategy fund is a better tactical allocation because of more control and understanding and openness of the market among the sub funds, and also potential liquidity squeeze is there in the multi-strategy fund, which is there in the fund of funds, because there can be a chance that a single strategy fund in which FOF has invested has more stringent rule of lockup periods and liquidity as compared to FOF, and in such a case there is a chance of potential squeeze. Multi-strategy fund doesn't have that. Also, this is what we have to study in the LOS 7. Thank you very much for the current session. See you in another class. Please like, subscribe and share my channel, as well as comment to let me know how I can improve it. Thanks again.